Alright. So, you've decided that getting a used guitar is the best option for you. But how do you go about buying it? Getting the right answers to this will help you avoid making a disastrous mistake. In this video, we will give you tips and tricks about how best to buy a used guitar. First things first, let's talk about why a used guitar may be great after all. If you're just a beginner looking into getting something cheap, then getting a used guitar might not be the best option for you. This is because, for beginners, you don't really need expensive high-end guitars. All you really need is something very basic which you can get new and at affordable prices. On the other hand, experienced guitarists may have to buy used guitars at some point. This is because they need something more sophisticated. The price of the new guitar needed may be very expensive. To get the chance to play on the instrument, they can opt for used but good guitars. This is because there are many professional musicians who buy new instruments every other day. These guys sell off their older guitars a lot cheaper than the actual price. So, you get a really good bargain for a guitar that might have not been even played for so long. Below are several reasons apart from price, why you might want a used guitar. 1. Most used guitars haven't been used much. Many people decide to become guitarists, rush out to buy their first guitar, and then quit playing after a few weeks. A lot more people give up playing the guitar than people who actually keep on playing. There is also another set of people who simply play the guitar once a month for fun. Whatever the case may be, there are a lot of people who have used guitars. These instruments haven't been used a lot and you can get them for about half the price of the original cost. 2. Guitars are still the same. The basic design and build of the guitar haven't exactly changed much in more than 3 decades. Yes, in electric guitars the electronics would have changed a bit. Apart from that, nothing else. And in acoustic guitars? Those ones have maintained the exact same design and even the same type of wood used. In fact, some woods that were readily available in the past aren't available now. Items such as the Brazilian rosewood falls into this category. So, if you want to get a guitar with that wood, you would have to pick something that's been used. The word here is antique. 3. Like fine wine. Some guitars are made with wood. One quality of wood is that it matures with time. Unlike cars, guitars are like wines. They get a lot better with age. This is why you see really old guitars being sold for large amounts of money. That maturity in the wood is something that only time can provide. 4. Most of them were handmade. Technology wasn't as good as it is, so most old guitars were handmade. Handmade guitars are a lot better than machine-made guitars because the wood is natural. Yes, the machine gives you laser precision, cutting everything accurately. However, with nature, no two things are ever exact. When hand-making the guitars, the luthiers are able to examine each piece of wood individually and figure out what's best for each. This ultimately provides the best sound. Why you shouldn't buy cheap. Even if you're looking at buying a used guitar, don't buy cheap guitars. If you see someone willing to sell a $1,000 guitar for $300 used, something is likely wrong with the instrument. If you buy cheap, you may end up regretting the purchase, probably having to start searching for a new buy soon. So, as much as you can, try to look for affordable bargains but stay away from cheap products. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. What you should be looking out for when buying a used guitar. Now, we've clarified that we aren't just looking to buy cheap. Let's find out what we should be looking for when buying a used guitar. 1. Its looks. Yes, we know that this is a guitar and as such, the sound is a lot more important than its looks. However, in the case of buying used, the looks will give you the first understanding of the guitar. If you're buying in a brick-and-mortar store, then you should carry out a proper check. Find any signs of cracks, breaks, or general wear and tear. If you find any, ask the employee what caused it and how it affects the guitar. If no information can be provided, drop it. If you're buying online, ask the seller for pictures. Pictures of the front, back, sides, and even videos if possible. Get a good look at the whole guitar and then ask the necessary questions if anything is fishy. Once you look at a guitar, you'll know if the previous user took good care of it. The strings should not all be rusty, the fretboard shouldn't look too dirty, and definitely, the box shouldn't be broken. 2. The sound. This is why we often prefer that you buy used instruments offline. Online, it would be difficult to hear what the guitar actually sounds like in an acoustic environment. Even if the person sends you a video, other things like the quality of the mic used to record can affect the sound of the guitar. So, if you have the option, it's best to go into a store and play the guitar yourself. Strike a few chords, play every fret, make sure that no fret is flat. Bend the strings, check the sound. Don't just play some songs, do a thorough sound test. 3. The hardware. So, it looks good and it sounds great. That's not all, as you have to check that the hardware is complete and still working properly. Make sure it still has a truss rod. Also, check out the action at the 12th fret of the guitar. If the action at the 12th fret is not the way you want it to be, then check the saddle and the bridge. Can you adjust the action from there? If the bridge has been lowered to its lowest, that's a huge red flag. Also, the saddle can have small grooves but not large grooves. Large grooves mean that the guitar needs a neck reset. Given that, it's not worth it. Finally, if there are any cracks on the guitar, that might not be such a huge issue. However, these must be little tiny cracks. Any huge cracks will cause drastic changes to the sound of the instrument. How about buying a refurbished guitar? Now, refurbished products are used products. However, they are not exactly like the ones we've been talking about. These kinds have been used, collected by the manufacturer or other big retailers, and retouched to look brand new. They can also be called factory seconds. You can find some good bargains for these products. You should know, though, that they are often more expensive than other used guitars. This is because of how much work is put into making them look and sound new. Most guitars that are picked to be refurbished are guitars that were returned or used in a swap deal. If you buy from reputable sellers, they often come with a warranty, just to show how good they are. This is the safest way to buy used guitars in our opinion. So, if you have the extra money, this is something that you should check out. So, we've shown you when buying a used guitar is a good idea. We've also looked at the various things you need to look out for when buying one. We believe that with this information, you are well able to make the right decision. Conclusively, if you're buying a used product online, it's better you buy from a very trusted seller. You should look at reviews, comments, and what other buyers are saying concerning that seller. If you're buying directly from a person, then ensure to meet at a public place. This should be preferably a music shop where you can easily test out the guitar and get feedback from other musicians. Until the next video, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.classicalguitarworks.com for more awesome guitar content like this.